Hi everyone, today I want to show you this clamp tripod from Smatree. Now I've been using this for a few weeks and I absolutely love it, and there's a few reasons why I love it. Now you'll see here I've also got a Joby Gorilla Pod, so you might think, well, why do you need a clamp tripod if you've already got this Gorilla Pod? Well, there are times when the Gorilla Pod is really useful, but there are times when this clamp tripod is a lot more useful. Now inside the box you get the clamp tripod itself. This is a bendy neck. Now this is very solid, very rigid. It's not like other ones where like you can just push it with one finger and it bends. This is a really strong piece of metal in here, and you'll see on the end here, let me bring it a bit closer. There you go, hopefully you can see that okay. I'm not sure how dark this video is, but you can see that there's a GoPro adapter on the top, so you can just put your GoPro on top, and there you go. Now we've got our GoPro attached on top. We can clip this onto something, bend it into place and get a really good shot. But you might be thinking, okay, well that's good for GoPro, but what about other cameras? For instance, you've got a point and shoot or even a camcorder, because it can actually handle quite a lot of weight. Well, if you just unscrew the GoPro adapter at the top, you'll see you've just got a standard thread on there, and any camera, you know, with a standard tripod mount thread can actually screw onto that. So for instance, right now on top of my Gorilla Pod, I've got this mobile phone holder or cell phone holder, and that's just got the standard screw mount on the bottom here, and I can just as easily screw this onto the Smatree clamp tripod. So then I could put my cell phone in here and I could set it up for a time lapse or to shoot a video like this or anything like that. Now there's two reasons why I like this clamp tripod over my Gorilla Pod. The first one is it doesn't draw any attention. When you clip this onto something, nobody really pays any attention to it. But as soon as people see a Gorilla Pod, I don't know why, but their eyes are drawn to it and everyone just looks. I have no idea why, but this really draws a lot of attention. But when I clip this on, no one really pays any attention to it. Now the second reason, and probably the bigger reason, is that when you clamp this onto something, you know it's not going anywhere because it's such a strong clamp. You know that once you put it on there, your camera's not going to fall down. Even if the wind blows it, you might get a little bit of wobble, so it might affect your image just a little bit, but it's not going to fall down. Whereas sometimes I worry, like when I put this on, say, a wall, and then there's a big cliff on the other side, I worry that maybe someone's going to knock it, like a kid running past might knock it and it might fall down, or maybe a really strong gust of wind is going to come along and knock it down. Wind probably not too much of an issue because you can get this really stable with the Gorilla Pod, but little kids running around and stuff like that, it's easy for it to get knocked over and there goes your camera. But when you clip this onto something, it's not going anywhere. Oh, another reason I just thought of when this comes in helpful is if you've got like a glass partition or something like that, there's really no way to connect the Gorilla Pod. You can kind of put it like that and have it sit there, but it's not very stable. Whereas of course with this, I can just clamp it on. Now, I'm not saying that you can just completely get rid of the Gorilla Pod and only buy this. There are times when the Gorilla Pod is going to be much more useful, but there are times when you need this clamp tripod. Let me show you how it works. I mean, you already know, but let me put the GoPro back on and show you some examples. Now, I have a feeling that I might have messed up shooting this video because I'm looking at the image there and I look like I'm quite dark, maybe in the shadow, so hopefully I haven't ruined this, but let me show you a little bit closer. This is the little adapter that comes with it. It's just got a standard tripod screw mount on the bottom, connects to your GoPro just like any other accessory. And then this is the clamp tripod itself. You can see it's got a nice firm grip. I mean, once you clamp this onto something, it's really not going anywhere. And it's got a nice strong, I think they call that like a goose neck. Very useful. I actually DIY'd one of these and I made a video about it and it worked okay, but like I said at the time, it really wasn't like a long-term thing. It wasn't as strong as this one and I wouldn't trust it, but this, yeah, this is really quite strong. So here's an immediate example right here. This is an electrical conduit. Now you probably wouldn't want to put it on here, but just for the sake of example, I can clip it on, my GoPro's there, I can change it to whatever angle I want. Let me just secure this, there you go, and then I can start shooting video or taking pictures or a time lapse, whatever you want to do. Now let's imagine you want to get back to nature. There's a nice branch here in the middle. I can clamp it around because it can go around even big branches like this, and then I can adjust it like that, get my angle and start shooting video. Now you don't have to bend this, you can actually loosen this up and it's got like a 360 ball head on top. So if you want, you do have that choice of adjusting it like that. But to be honest, it's also just as easy to bend the actual thing here and it's just as easy to do that. But you can see that even on quite a big branch, you can clip it on. It does wobble a little bit, but then once you let go, obviously it stabilizes itself and that will actually stay quite stable even in high winds. So here's another example. We've got this pot here. There's really like no end of places where you can clip this on. It's really useful. Like I can just put it on the edge there and then I could set it. Okay, I'm now like pointing it at you guys. There's just so many places to clip it on, and once it's on, you know it's going to be secure because it really does clamp down hard. That's why I like it, because you can can put it on and you can be sure that it's not going to go anywhere. Even if someone knocks it, it's not going to fall off. So that was really just a quick look at the Smatree clamp tripod. I actually originally saw this on Amazon, and then I remembered that I'd had some communication with them before, so I said to them, could I get one of these for review, and they sent it over, so that was quite handy. But I was going to buy it anyway, and to be honest, like, it's totally worth the money. It's not that expensive, and it's probably the best clamp tripod out there. It's definitely got the best reviews, mainly because it's got like this really strong neck, whereas the other ones have a really loose neck, so once you put a heavy camera on, they start to bend down, but this one can handle even a heavy camera. And the strength of the clamp itself, you know, it's very strong, and that's something you need, because you want it to be that once you clamp it onto something, it's not going to let go, it's really going to hold on. So if you have any questions, put them in the comment section down below, and if you enjoyed this video, please give a thumbs up and subscribe. Thanks for watching.